Welcome to my little wood shop.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm back. Cheers to my past.
Today we're gonna, let's say you want to put a nice finish on one of your little wood toys. And you know, the problem is most of my wood toys I use scrap wood. So it's got a lot of imperfections in it, and when you go to paint it, it really has trouble. So the first thing I do, I take some of this Bondo glass, and you can get this anywhere. You can get this Home Depot or Auto Parts store. You can get it at a lot of places. But I know that the auto parts stores carry them, and also Home Depot carries them. And right now I'm not going to need a whole lot. But there's any spots where you can feel imperfections, you can basically fill it with this body filler, and then after it dries you can smooth it out. Now I'm not going to need a whole bunch, so I'm just going to that's probably all I'm going to need. Now this particular Bondo filler is made by Bondo, and it's a glass, short strand reinforced fiberglass glass. This, I probably didn't need something this strong, but that's what I got. That's what's available to me right now. Because I'm using such a small amount, it doesn't take much. This is a hardener, so you mix a little bit of this hardener with there, and then you want to kind of see a consistent color change when you're mixing it up. Like right now it started out pretty green, and I use these wood popsicle sticks to spread it on there and to mix it. Kind of like the epoxy, you give it a good mix. You don't want to wait too long though. This stuff sets up pretty quick. So that's looking pretty good right there. Now what I'm going to do is I kind of started to do some here earlier, and it's got a big bad mark there, a little bit of a bad mark there. So we'll start here at the back. You don't want to get too crazy, because if you put too much on there, then you're just sanding that much more off. Basically, I just spread that on there, and I go through and I fill any of the holes. And it doesn't hurt to run it over the side of the body either. If you want to have that really, now a lot of my toys I just leave them natural wood, and I like that look. But sometimes I like to paint them, and I think that kind of looks cool too if you paint them once in a while. And you're just kind of trying to create a glassy, smooth finish. This particular car, we're going to paint it gloss black. I thought that would look pretty cool. And you just want to look around for any imperfections in it, and then you can basically sand them out. And I noticed some up here on this nose. You want to try to eliminate some of the grain of the wood too, so that you Primer will get rid of some of that, but you want to try to get rid of a lot of this grain. And if you just wipe this across it, a lot of times that'll do the trick. Looks like I had just enough to do this. Okay, we'll let that dry and then we'll come back and sand it. We'll sand it, primer it, paint it, clear it. We'll throw the wheels on it and you can let me know what you think. So once you spray the primer on, you can really see if you've missed some spots here and there. And you can see I missed this whole piece right here, and then I missed this little hole up on the top of the car, little piece right there. So this one's probably the worst, but this one obviously is very visible. So the primer helps you see some of that. So we're going to go ahead and mix some more Bondo. We're going to go over it one more time and see if we can't make it even smoother. What I'm going to do is any spots that I feel are a little bit susceptible, I'm going to go ahead and go over and then resand it and then primer it again and check it. I don't need a lot of this. I would say that's probably it. Okay, I definitely don't want to see this piece right here. See that? So that's one of the first pieces I'm going to go ahead and get right here. That's the only problem with using scrap wood for your toys is if you do want to paint them, you can sometimes, like that was probably from a nail haul. And that should work right there. And then this piece up here. See a little bit right here. You definitely want your hood of your car to really look good. I see a little bit of stuff right here too. Okay, we'll let that dry. We'll re-sand it one more time, primer it, and then we should be ready for paint. And there you go, how I paint my little cars. Now you could make them even nicer than I do. I'm not really that great of a painter. But what I use, like I said, I start off, I basically use this Bondo to kind of clean up any of the imperfections. Most of the wood I use is scrap wood, so a lot of times it needs some help. And so I'll use this Bondo first. Sometimes it takes me a little. I might have to do it a couple times depending on how good I did it. And then I'll use the primer after that. I'll primer it. And the primer will really show the places you missed too, or places you need to resand, do a little more sanding. And then once you get it to where you think you like it, then I paint it black. I'll usually put a couple coats of the black gloss on this particular one. I did I think 2 coats of black. And then the last is I use a water-based polyurethane. And I'll usually put like 2 or 3 coats of the polyurethane on it. And yeah, that's what you get. Little race car for some kids to play with. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, which make my life more simple.